Most videos comparing Airwallex and Payoneer end the same way. They tell you it depends on your needs, list 40 features, and leave you exactly where you started. This is not that video. By the end of this, you will know which one fits how you actually get paid, and you will know the one risk both companies share that almost nobody mentions. Here is what we are covering, what each one really costs, including the charges that only show up after the money lands, what real users report once the honeymoon is over, what each platform is genuinely built to do, then a straight recommendation. I have not run a business on either of these, and I do not hold an account with either company. What I did instead was pull up both pricing pages and then read through the complaints. Trustpilot, Reddit, the consumer complaint sites. That is the part the roundup articles skip because it takes longer than copying a feature table. We are starting with the thing that decides this for most people, and it is not the fee schedule. Number 1, what each of these actually is, because they are not the same kind of product. Payoneer is a payout rail. Its whole design starts from the platforms that pay you. On its own site, Payoneer says it connects to 2,000 marketplaces and platforms, names like eBay, Fiverr, Upwork, and Airbnb. The marketplace pays Payoneer, the money lands in your balance, you move it to your local bank. Look at their pricing page and it splits you into 3 groups before showing a single number. Freelancers, e-commerce sellers, then businesses. That ordering tells you who they built this for. Airwallex starts somewhere else entirely. Its homepage calls it the intelligent financial platform for global businesses and talks about managing payments, treasury, and spend, not getting paid, operating. You get accounts in several currencies, corporate cards, control over who can spend what, and an interface for developers if you want to build on it. Think of it this way. Payoneer is a very good inbox for money. Airwallex is a set of accounts you run a company out of. That one difference decides most of what follows. So, if the money you are chasing arrives from a marketplace, Payoneer is already sitting closer to your problem. Number 2, where Payoneer genuinely wins, and there are 3 real things here. First, the integrations. That sounds boring right up until you need it. When a platform lists Payoneer as a payout option, there is nothing to set up. No wire details, no intermediary bank, no 3 days of wondering whether the transfer arrived. You pick it from a drop-down and you get paid. Payoneer says it reaches 190 countries and territories across more than 70 currencies. Second, it reaches places other platforms will not. Someone in a country where opening a dollar account is genuinely difficult can still receive dollars here. That is not a small thing, and it is a good part of why the platform has the user base it does. Third, it does not care whether you are a registered company. You can be one person and a laptop. Airwallex is built around business entities, and that alone rules it out for a lot of people before the comparison even starts. Now, what do users actually say? Payoneer sits at roughly 3.8 out of 5 on Trustpilot, from somewhere between 56 and 59,000 reviews as of the middle of 2026. That is a big sample and a fair score. And I want to be straight about that. Plenty of long-term users report years without trouble, but the serious complaints cluster hard around one single thing, and I am coming back to it, because Airwallex has the same problem. So, the verdict on this chapter. If a marketplace pays you, Payoneer is not just a convenient choice, it is often the only choice on the menu. Number 3, where Airwallex pulls ahead, and again there are 3. First, the exchange rate. Airwallex charges 0.5% above the interbank rate on the major currencies: dollars, euros, pounds, Australian dollars, Singapore dollars, Hong Kong dollars, and the Chinese yuan. Everything else runs at 1%. Independent fee trackers put Payoneer's conversion cost at up to around 3% when you move dollars into a local currency bank account. Hold that gap in your head, because we are doing the arithmetic in a minute. If you want to look at Airwallex properly, the link is down in the description, and it is an affiliate link. Second, you get real accounts rather than one balance. local account details across a long list of countries. So a customer in Britain pays a British account and a customer in Germany pays a Euro account, and both land with you. Airwallex says local transfers are free to more than 120 countries. Third, spending control. Company cards you can hand to a team, limits, approvals, and expense tooling on the higher plans. If you have people spending company money in 3 currencies, that is a real job, and Payoneer simply does not do it. What do users say here? Airwallex sits somewhere between 3.4 and 3.9 out of 5 on Trustpilot, depending which reviewer and which month you read, across roughly 2,500 reviews. Notice that number. It is about 1/20th of Payoneer's review count, which tells you this is a younger and smaller platform. The praise that repeats is the exchange rate, and that one holds up across independent reviewers. So, the verdict here. If you convert currency regularly, Airwallex is cheaper by a margin that gets embarrassing at volume. Number 4. What it actually costs, and I am going to be careful here, because these numbers move. Everything I am about to say is true at the time of recording, in August 2026. Payoneer's own fee page says it was last updated on the 1st of January 2026. Neither one charges you a monthly fee to get started. The Airwallex entry plan is $0 a month. Payoneer has no monthly fee either, but it does carry an annual account fee of $29.95 when your receiving volume is low. Here is a small honesty point. Independent sources disagree about where that threshold sits. Some say $2,000 received in a rolling year, others say $6,000. So check it on their page rather than trusting me or them. On receiving, Payoneer is free from other Payoneer users and free into a matching local currency account. Non-local currency runs around 1%. If your client pays by credit card, that climbs to nearly 4% plus a fixed charge, which is the one that surprises people. Now the arithmetic. Say you convert $100,000 in a year. At 0.5%, that is about $500. At 3%, it is about $3,000. Same money, same year, and the gap is a decent used car. But be honest about the other end of that. If you convert $5,000 a year, the difference is roughly $125. Real, but not worth restructuring your business over. So, the verdict on cost. The fee gap only becomes the deciding factor once your volume is genuinely there. Below that, convenience wins. Number 5, and this is the one I would want to know before signing up to either of them. The most common serious complaint about Payoneer is not fees. It is accounts frozen or closed with no explanation. Reviewers describe logging in to find the balance disabled, money they cannot reach, and a compliance review with no timeline attached to it. One report describes funds frozen since January 2026 with still no resolution. There is a thread on Reddit organized around leaving 1-star reviews, which tells you how reachable their support feels from the outside. Here is the part most comparison videos leave out. Airwallex has the very same complaint filed against it. Business owners on Reddit describe accounts shut down inside a few hours, no warning and no reason given. Another describes 3 months under review before being told the account would close. Another had funds locked for 180 days. The phrase that keeps repeating is generic risk policies, with nothing concrete attached to it. I am linking Airwallex in this description, and I am telling you this anyway, because the video would be worthless to you if I did not. The reason it happens at both is the same. Neither of these companies is a bank. They are financial technology firms holding your money under risk rules they can apply whenever they choose, to whoever they choose, without owing you an explanation. So, the verdict on this one. Whichever you pick, do not park money you cannot afford to lose access to, and keep a second way of getting paid alive. That is the real lesson sitting in both review pages. Now, the verdict. 3 situations, and one of them is you. The first, most of your money arrives through marketplaces. Upwork, Fiverr, Amazon, eBay, Airbnb, take Payoneer. The integration is the entire product. The platform pays it directly, and there is nothing for you to configure. You will pay more in fees. That is the trade, and at freelancer volume, it is a fair one. The second, you are a registered business, you convert currency most months, and you pay suppliers or staff in other countries. Take Airwallex. 0.5% against up to 3% is the whole argument, and you get accounts, cards and spending controls instead of a payout inbox. The third, and this is the one nobody writes for, you are one person with 2 or 3 direct clients and modest volume. Honestly, the difference between these two will not change your year. Pick whichever one your clients can pay without complaining, and put your energy into the freeze risk instead. Keep a second route open. If that third one is you, that is not a dodge. It is the correct answer, and it saves you a week of research you did not need to do. So, the short version. Payoneer is built around getting paid by platforms. Airwallex is built around running a business in several currencies. The fee gap favors Airwallex, and it widens as your volume grows. The freeze risk belongs to both of them equally. If Airwallex is the one that fits how you work, the affiliate link is in the description. Now I am curious about one thing. If you have had an account frozen at either of these, how long did it take to get your money back? Put it in the comments, because that answer is worth more than any feature table.